Hello fellow collectors, Todd's back. Right, it's fine here, my Moonlight figure. When I saw this up for pre-order about a year ago, I absolutely loved the look of it and I pre-ordered it. Never even heard of Moonlight, never even seen the TV series, but obviously since I've ordered it, I've watched the TV series. Okay, bit strange in a way, but anyway, this figure obviously comes highly recommended. I've seen people's reviews. This is not so much a review; it's my thoughts on the figure, and I'll just show you the accessories, but I'll just show you some poses that you can actually do, and what it would look good with. So, right, well, I mean, this is the actual box itself. It is feels like all different kind of materials on there. It's quite nicely done. Even this bit moves around. Quite a nice box, but it is just a slip cover with a shell clam in front. So it's, nothing unusual. But yeah, I quite like the box it comes with. Quite a nice design. And I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, well, without any, let's have a look at some of the accessories he comes with, shall we? Right, these are the accessories he comes with. Quite a nice range of hands, actually. So if you just look at one of these hands itself, it's all lovely done, just like a mummy would anyway. But yeah, and all the hands. So they're destined for all sorts of things. I mean, you've got this hand here, which if you take one of these, the medium size, and it just slides in. So you can hold it like that. Really nice. He's got some bigger ones, medium ones, and then you got these ones here. So you could literally put all three in his hands like that. But you just go through the hands itself. So all quite nicely done. I love the different way of hands. I mean, obviously he's got two on him itself at the moment. And then you get the actual display stand. Again, you can feel the material, so it's not going to actually slip on top. Quite a nice little design there. And obviously it's one of these ones like a flight pose. And they actually come with this. Now you can either have this below the grabber, or you can have it above the grabber, whichever you prefer. And I'll show you what that's for itself. So one of the other things they actually gave you. Now, a lot of people complained about how tacky this is because it is actually made of foam. But I thought it was quite a nice touch, you see, because this wasn't in the up for when it was on pre-order. It's just something they've added, and it's quite a nice little touch. I actually quite appreciate it. It's quite nice. So, I mean, you can have it on the floor with a display, or have it like that. Let's have a look. So you can actually have him right in the middle, or if you wanted that above, and then it can stand way above him. It depends how much room you've actually got, but you can have it below the figure. So I thought it was actually quite a nice little touch. So let's have a look at the figure, shall we? And here he is. And I've got to say, all the hype isn't for nothing. This thing is fantastic. This is plastic, so that comes over just nicely, so you haven't got to muck around with it. But just look at the outfit on here. Absolutely stunning. Look at the trousers. Now I've had him in a few poses, so it's just going to crease up a little bit, but I just think that is stunning. And then his boots itself, they articulate. But yeah, I mean, the amount of detail they got on him all the way through, absolutely fantastic. I must admit, when I pulled him out of the box, I just thought, yeah, the hype, it really is. And then of course this cape, they've really got strong wires. It really does hang, and you can actually pose it. The amount of posing you can do with this figure is unreal. And then of course you can take off the head, and then he's got his eyes light up. Let's just have a look a little bit more. As you see, I've got one light on at the moment, but they do shine up really bright, and I just think it really has that mystique to the figure. Absolutely stunning. I must admit, I'm very, very impressed with this figure. I think Hot Toys have really pulled it out the bag here. Let me just turn this off for a moment. But yeah, but just on the detail itself, if you haven't got one, I'd just say go and get one, because it really does. This now does command presence, and they have got the details on there, because I've seen a film on the actual original costume, what they did, and that's used different techniques to get different things right, and it was just unbelievable how they actually created the original. But just as a figure, I think Hot Toys have outdone themselves here. It's absolutely magnificent, really is, and I'm so glad I've got this now. So I could have got it earlier, but a bit more expensive price, but I've just stuck with my pre-order, waiting for my pre-order to come through. It should have been here last week, but that's the Royal Mail for you. I know it's been sitting in the country, but I got this from OneSixthKit over in Hong Kong. I've had it on order for a while, and as soon as it came up, that was it. So absolutely brilliant, just on there. Fantastic. Okay, right. Well, as far as some poses go, well, I've got a few to actually show you, just showing you sort of the poses you can do with this. It's really lovely to play with, as far as the posing goes, and what kind of figures I'm going to put with it in the display. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go on to the first pose, shall we? Right, here's one. It's a very simple pose to start with. As you see, I haven't actually put the grabber on him itself, but it's quite a simple pose to actually do. I will show you some elaborate ones, but I thought we'd just start off on an easy one here. It's so much easier. And as you see, he's just grabbing two of his weapons there in his hands, but a very easy one to start with. Absolutely really stunning figure. Okay, let's go on to another one. And here we go, another sort of simple pose, but as you see, his hands just with those grabbing in there, and you can actually have his cape nice and waving, so he looks like in the wind. But yeah, again, another simple pose, but just play around with the actual cape a little bit more and just swap the hands. Okay, let's go on to another pose. And here we go, him just standing there, as if he's just trying to control his cape as it's swinging round. This, honestly, I swear to God, you'll have really fun trying to pose this figure in different ways. The poses will get a little bit more extreme, but it's just the look of the figure. It really is, it really just stands out. I must admit, when I first opened the box, I was so impressed. You know, not many, I mean, most figures can wow me once they're all set up, but not many can wow me once I've first opened up the box, and this is one of them. There is a few others that I've got, which I have mentioned in my videos before, but this one has wowed me straight away, and I knew it was going to be good. It's ever since I saw the prototypes. But yeah, well, let's have another look and see what we can do with this cape. And here it is, just playing about with the cape a little bit, and he's just looking for his next prey. Absolutely fantastic, and beating off the baddies. So yeah, it's a bit like reminds me a bit of the Batman look here with the cape flying. But yeah, it's not too bad. Quite like that one. Right, let's do some poses now. Some of the poses I'm going to be showing you, I will dedicate it to one of my mates, which is Adam Webber. He's on Facebook and Instagram, and he likes to take pictures of things. And he got this figure, and he's done some unusual poses and ones that I really like. So ones you probably haven't seen before, but let's have a look at one. And here you go. You can put you can put this to use if you actually really want to. I must admit, Adam, when you did this, I did quite laugh. Not probably what I would actually do, but if it gives other people's ideas, then it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, how many people you actually seen do this? So yeah, that's just one other idea you can do. Now, the arms, you always find they can be a little bit funny when you want to stretch them out, but because there's got a pivot in there, you pivot that way and the arm will come out and it will stretch out full out. So just be aware of that. And of course, with the gauntlets, a bit like Batman, sometimes it's hard to get the actual hands in the pegs, but it's nowhere near as hard as Batman or anything else. But yeah, it's honestly, I swear to God, it's a gorgeous figure. Right, let's go on to another pose. And there you go with another pose, levitating his actual moon in his hand. So quite easy and simple to do. If you want to know more, it's quite easy. But yeah, so a good little shout out to Adam Webber there, showing that. It's quite a good one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him in a dramatic pose, a flight pose. Probably one that I'm actually going to go for. Just really experiment around. He really is quite easy to do. So what I'm going to do is put him in a flight pose, and then I'm going to show you a couple of figures he's going with, so you can see what display he's going to go with. Okay, so just bear with me. Okay, so this is more or less what I'm actually going to go for. You can be dramatic as you want as he comes down. I mean, the filming doesn't really do this thing justice. It actually just, it's mind blowing. It actually stands out beautifully. And let's have a look. Yeah, I actually just absolutely love this figure. So if you actually wanted to, even with that dramatic pose, you can. I'm just trying to think how figure this way again now. Oh yeah. So I would have to cock his leg right out. And maybe you can just have it all coming out there. And if you don't even like that, you can just lay this actually on the floor and it will be just as good. Right, okay, so what kind of figures do I actually want to display? What display is this going to go in? So let's have a look. I'll leave him in this display and put the figures behind him. Here we go. And what better figures to go with him with the TB League Egyptian Gods and Pharaohs. As you know, I've got quite a big set of these, so this is where he's actually going. I must admit, I couldn't think of a better partnership, seeing the TV series is based around the old pharaohs anyway. So I can't think why anybody else hasn't actually thought about it. But there again, not a lot of people actually collect the TB League ones as well as the Hot Toys and everything else, or some of you do. But I know there are big collectors out there. But if you're even the TB League figure, this is one to get as well, to go with them. It's just astonishing. I do believe this is one of the Hot Toys' best. Some people were even voting it as the figure of the year. I don't know, but it's very impressive. And I would say if you're on the fence, I'd say definitely get it. Okay then. Right, well, thanks for watching. What will be coming up? I've obviously got the Sideshow Power Rider, the Preacher, coming. That will be here next week. I'm paying off my invoice on Wednesday, so hopefully it'll only take a week to come through. And I could be getting a quarter scale as well. I won't say any more on that, but there is a quarter scale going at the moment that I actually really like. Hot Toys quarter scale. I won't say what it is, just in case I don't get it. And on Saturday, I will be doing a live podcast for the Spanish collectors out there. So it's being a big arranged by some top YouTubers. So yeah, I'll let you know more about that, and I'll leave a link in. Okay then, right. Hope you enjoyed. It's absolutely gorgeous figure, and I really do like him. Okay then, thanks a lot. Ta-da.